When we think of architecture and building services, we think of just the infrastructure that we maintain. And we pay a lot of attention to it, and we have an office in our diocese that helps with buildings and architectural planning and repairs. I'm sitting here at St. Boniface Church in Lafayette in Indiana. This church was built in 1865, just after the Civil War, and in 2022, a giant timber in the ceiling cracked, and the engineers took one look at it and said, "You can't use that church. Don't let anybody in there." We were afraid of a collapse, and so our diocesan office and Mr. Golges came in here, took a look at it, calls in the right engineers and experts, and what initially we thought was going to be a really expensive 9-month project ended up taking about 90 days, and everything was fixed and back to perfect. That's just one example of the expertise that we need to bring to some of our older buildings. The Parish Life Center at Our Lady of Mount Carmel, as you will see, means a lot to that parish's ability to extend love to its own parishioners and to the surrounding community. There's a lot that's going on there. It's just a wonderful place, so I hope you enjoy seeing what this has done in our very largest parish. And for people around the diocese who are unaware, when we say it's a large parish, the pastor tells me it's about 14,000 souls. When you see the size and the beauty of this space, you will know that it serves a lot of people.
The first step was a master planning process that we did several years ago to determine what were the needs of a growing parish in Hamilton County. We had to fortify our own discipleship by this Parish Life Center, which was a long planning process with the assistance of Andy Golges from the diocesan office.
Me and the Diocesan Building Commission, which is a group of volunteer experts that have a lot of experience in construction, design, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, we like to assist in a project from the very onset all the way through ribbon cutting, I say. But we just try to make them the best possible bang for their buck.
People in the wider community keep asking me, what's Our Lady of Mount Carmel doing now? And we're building this building specifically for the purposes of evangelization.
Oh, for me, I was very excited when I first heard about it, because the space before was very limited, and of course it was down in a basement. It felt like a basement. There were really no windows.
It was very old and rustic looking, but then you'd come into the space and it was very old tables and old dilapidated chairs.
And you did always feel like in this specific space that we're sitting in right now, that you were sometimes interrupting other things going on to get to the offices, some of the other meeting rooms. So I thought that it was very important, I believe the parish agrees, that we kind of draw this space into the open out there, this concourse behind us, which I think is the highlight of the whole building.
We saw the expertise of the diocese coming in and the team members, and saw that large council of people. I mean, it takes all different skill sets, all different kinds of people, and their input, and the questions, the incredible questions that they asked us, and certainly using their expertise, their best practices, because certainly they see, the diocesan architects see a broader picture than we do at a local level, and they were able to use those best practices and incorporate them into our plan.
This new space has provided such beauty and such order. I was explaining to somebody just recently about the difference between order and chaos. When we think of chaos, we think of the devil, and we think of order, we think of Jesus. And that's the difference. It was chaotic. It looked chaotic. Everything was a mishmash. And now we've got clean, white lines, and open space where people feel welcome and are able to sit and enjoy. I've heard so many things about this space alone. Now we feel like we can show our love through our hospitality, because we have a space that shows that we care and that we love them.
This whole lower level here, where we have the privilege of helping run the OCIA Becoming Catholic ministry, and hundreds have been gathered here since we built it. And we had now the ability to do live streaming, recording. I mean, there's audio-visual capabilities that we never had before.
We are hosting a lot of ministries right here. One of them is the prayer groups. We are having right now more space for them. Legion of Mary and Mary Ever Virgin group and a lot of others. So the love of God is in all of us, receiving every moment that we are meeting, crossing in the hallways, watching their faces. They're happy, they're in peace right here.
Also, one purpose of this wasn't just for us, this is for future generations. And when you see the number of kids that are down here all the time, they're going to be the next leaders, the next ministry leads in this church using this space. That really justifies the cost of it. It's ongoing. This is great for our kids and their kids and on down the line. We've given them a real gift with this space.
We're in our vocation hall where we honor all those young men and women who have decided to serve God as priests and religious. Now, there are probably 4 people amongst all these pictures that entered into religious life or priesthood decades ago. Most of the rest of them, it's been the last 15 to 20 years. All of our vocations on that vocation wall prove the fruit of what goes on in our religious education programs, that so many people feel compelled after experiencing Christ, and for example, in our liturgies, our adoration chapel, and our religious education programs, to take a lifetime of service. And incidentally, it's not just those who are on that wall. There are dozens of people from our parish who are focused missionaries, who do volunteer corps throughout the world. It has propelled a true movement of service here at Our Lady of Mount Carmel and beyond.
The CMA is so much more than a building. It's ministry in action.
Have faith and know that each of you are making, if every one of us makes a small investment together, we're building the future.
I'm very, very appreciative to the people that donate to the CMA to give us the opportunity to try to bring expertise to all these projects. Try to get ahead of certain maintenance projects that we were not reactive, we're proactive and things like that.
That's what our faith is unity. We're not a solo church here in Carmel. We're part of the Lafayette Diocese, and we need to all be in unison and work together and use each other's gifts and talents and insights. It worked here, it works, it's what our faith is about, and it's what our life should be about.